Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. To begin with the program, I request the Vice Chancellor, Sarhad University, Professor Dr. Salimur Rahman, to please come on the stage. I would also request Sardar Khan Sahab to please come on the stage. I would request Madam Saliha Zakir Shah, Director CVC NECTA, to please come on the stage. I would also request Dr. Yasir Kamal to please come on the stage. Mr. Irfan will host the program.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Honorable judges, distinguished guests from Higher Education Regulatory Authority, representative of National Counter-Terrorism Authority, respected faculty members, contestants, students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am Assistant Professor Muhammad Irfan in the Faculty of Management Sciences, Sarhad University, Peshawar. Let's rise on our seats in respect of National Anthem first, please. Department, Sarhad University, to come and recite few verses from Quran Majid.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all here in the Inter-University Speech Competition 2023 that is organized in the collaboration with Higher Education Regulatory Authority Peshawar. As we know, besides the curricular activities, students are also supposed to explore their capabilities in some extracurricular activities in their respective departments and universities. Among them, one is their grooming in the speech deliverances. Higher Education Regulatory Authority directs each university to take part in these activities actively. In this connection, nine private sector universities took part this time and arranged competition in their own universities. These universities are Abbasin University Peshawar, Sekas University, City University, Gandhara University, HERA National University, Northern University, Preston University, Kurtaba University, and the host Sarhad University. Each university has produced two position holders so far. यानी उन्होंने अपने मुकाबले ख़ुद अपनी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में अरेंज किए थे अभी तक, और उन्होंने 2 पोजीशन होल्डर्स अभी तक प्रोड्यूस किए हुए हैं. तो वी हैव टोटल 18 contestants for today who will take part in this competition. Sarhad University is honored to host the event with the collaboration of HERA and other AT universities. The title of the speech is The Role of Universities in Sustainable Development, Peace and Counter-Violent Extremism. It is an honor for us to have our very distinguished and professional judges for the event today. Let me introduce our first distinguished guest, Mufti Asad Ulsab, who has 24 years experience in declamations. He has won 4 times all Karachi Urdu debates, 4 times all KPK and bilingual declamation competitions. He is acting as judge since 2013 across all Pakistan. He is expressing his valued views on television continuously about different Islamic issues. The second distinguished guest and our judge is Saida Spogmai Shahab, Admin Officer, University of Malakand. She is also the PhD scholar, Clinical Pharmacy in University of Peshawar. She has participated as a judge in several events and different universities like Government College Lahore, Iqra Universities, Iqra Literary Festival, University of Malakand, Quaid-e-Azam University Islamabad, and many more. The third distinguished judge is Dr. HERA, who is Assistant Professor, Islamia College, University Peshawar. Dr. HERA has a vast experience as a judge in numerous institutions like Islamia College Peshawar, All Pakistan Declamation Contests, in Iqra National University Peshawar, and in University Peshawar, along with other many more. It is of course an honor for us to have such distinguished judges with us today. Now, I would like to call the President of Debating and Literary Society, that is in Sarhad University, and Mr. Engineer Mohammad Faisal is here as the President of this university. I would like to call him to come and present the welcome address, please.
Dear students and faculty from the other universities, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is an extreme honor for me to welcome all of you. My name is Engineer Mohammad Faisal Khan. I am Assistant Professor in the Department of Technology, and I am the President of Drama, Literary and Debate Society, Sarhad University, Peshawar. I would like to express my deepest respect to all our distinguished guests and participants at today's event, as well as the suits, students, volunteers, and the members of the Drama, Literary, Debating Society, Sarhad University, Peshawar, for hosting this event. This mega event has been organized by the 9 private universities of KP in collaboration with the Higher Education Regulatory Authority KP and it is an honor for the Sarhad University to host and share stage with all the distinguished guests and participants. 18 contestants from the 9 universities will compete today and highlight the role of universities in the sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism. Contestants will speak on the allotted topic in English: the role of universities in sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism. However, speech content which discriminates a particular section of community or is politically motivated may result in a disqualification. Speech should be between 3 to 5 minutes. Marks will be deducted if the speech falls short of 2 minutes and 30 seconds and if it exceeds 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Bell will be rung in case of exceeding the time limit of 5 minutes. At last, a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you and best wishes for all the contestants. Thank you.
Now I would like to call the permission of our respected judges to start the speeches presentation. So, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी वाइज नाम लेता जाऊंगा और अल्फ़ाबेटिकल आर्डर में हमने इसको सेट किया हुआ है. लाइक अब्बासीन यूनिवर्सिटी इन दिस कनेक्शन कम्स फर्स्ट अल्फ़ाबेटिकली और सरहद यूनिवर्सिटी वो आखिर में आती हैं क्योंकि एस से शुरू होता है. तो इस लिहाज से हम कॉन्टेस्टेंट्स को बुलाएंगे. सो जजेस की इजाज़त से द फर्स्ट वन व्हिच आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल फ्रॉम अब्बासीन यूनिवर्सिटी. She is Miss Saima Javed from Department of Physical Therapy, Abbasin University, Peshawar. She is minimum 3 minutes and maximum 5 minutes to conclude, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, respected President and fellow advocates for a better world. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saima Javed and I am presenting Abbasin University. I am honored to be standing here in front of you all today and shed light on the crucial role that universities play in advancing sustainable development, peace, and countering extremism. In a rapidly changing and interconnected world, it is imperative that we recognize the importance and power of education and research in shaping the future that we aspire to achieve. Well, let us first turn our attention to sustainable development. As we all know that our planet faces unprecedented challenges from the climate change to the depletion of natural resources, and universities as center of knowledge and innovation have a responsibility to address these issues head on by integrating sustainability into their curricula. Universities also equip students with the knowledge and skills to become sustainability champions in their respective fields. From renewable energy research to sustainable urban planning, universities pave the way for innovative solutions to all the problems that protect our environment while promoting economic growth. Furthermore, universities can also drive sustainable practices through collaborative partnership with industries and communities, governments, and can contribute in the achievement of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In addition, universities also have a vital role in promoting peace and extremism, and education is one of the most powerful tools for fostering understanding, dialogues, and tolerance. By creating inclusive campus environment that celebrate diversity or through interdisciplinary program, peace study, and conflict resolution initiatives, universities can prepare the leaders of next generation. Universities can provide the commanders of tomorrow who can promote the culture of peace and understandings. Brothers and sisters, one of the most important point that I want to discuss here today, that we are so lucky that we have the blessing of Islam. The greatest misfortune of others, the greatest misfortune of non-Muslim, that they don't have this blessing. But we are blessed, alhamdulillah. So we can solve all our issues in the light of Islam, because Islam is not just a religion. It's life itself, if you understand. It is a way of life. It's the solution to all your problems. It's the answer to all those existential questions that you have. Everyone has problems. Don't give me that you don't have it. When you lay down on bed at 11 o'clock at night or at 2 a.m. and you have insomnia and you can't sleep because of all these issues, Islam can solve. Every problem in this world, from racism to corruption to promiscuity, peace, development, everything Islam can solve. So universities can equip their students with the knowledge of religion, because universities are not just place for education, but it is also a hub of Islamic training for our youth. In conclusion, universities are critical player in promoting peace and countering extremism. They have a unique position in society that allows them to use their knowledge and expertise to address these challenges effectively. Well, let's work together for creating a better world for all and for our bright future, inshallah. Jazakallah.
The next contestant is Laiba, Miss Laiba, Department of Governance and Public Policy, Abbasine University, Peshawar.
In the name of Allah, the Almighty and Merciful, I, Laiba, representing Abbasine University, greets you all a wholesome good morning. Today, I'm really honored that I got the opportunity to stand here and talk about the topic, the role of universities in sustainable development, peace, and violent extremism. The intellectual journey that starts after the leap of mother and entering into the school formally ends at university. The milestones that covered during this journey plays really important role in development of one's personality. The nation builder adored their role in due course of time. The importance of the role that plays by the educational institute really matters. Universities plays very important role in development of one's personality and to strengthening the resolve to work tirelessly to develop one's personality in right direction. As Antonio Guterres stated that universities can play a critical role in addressing the root causes of the violent extremism just by providing education, economic opportunities, and social support to vulnerable communities. It is suggested that universities play their role in sustainable development just to prepare the students for the challenges of the future by providing them the skills, the knowledge, and the values they need to create the world more sustainable. Universities have a critical role in promoting sustainable development and in addressing the complex challenges the world is facing today, just by providing the advanced knowledge and promoting the innovations and fostering collaborations among industries, government, and academia. Universities can help to create more sustainable and equitable future for all. It just includes promoting the sustainable practices on the campus, conducting the researches that leads to the new solution of the challenges the world is facing today as poverty, inequality, and climate change. In terms of preventing violent extremism, universities can play a role just by promoting critical thinking and tolerance. Universities can engage the students in diverse communities. Universities can provide courses on interfaith dialogue and conflict resolution, which helps the students to develop the skill to think and analyze things with different perspectives. I am really unfortunate to admit that Pakistan has been facing the challenges even since its inception. We need earnest efforts to take this country to the zenith of the development. I am sorry to say, but there are no playgrounds and no extracurricular activities which are very essential to polish the intellect of the student. These abundant energies of our youth are not being properly utilized. When educational institutes fails to shape this wild stream of energy, obviously then that ends up in violent extremism. The youth is utilized by the forces of chaos, which results in destruction. That is why Pakistan is still groping in the dark. Universities are the nation-building factories. We know the great name of the Oxford, the Cambridge, and our own Aligarh University, where the scholars and ulama serve their best to the earth for the betterment of the nation. But unfortunately, we are not giving our best. I would like to see the formation of the sports club, debate and seminars for the social work campaign, and more other activities. This youth can be utilized in very better way for the betterment of this nation. By working together, we can address the complex challenges facing our world today and create the better future for all. Hopefully, the voice reaches to certain seniors and initiate the much needed change. Thank you so much for hearing.
Okay, the next one is Miss Sohana from Department of Allied Health Sciences, City University of Science and Information Technology, Peshawar.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Sohana Hamid from the City University of Science and Information Technology. Today I am here to speak on the topic the role of universities in sustainable development, peace and counter-violent extremism. Before I start coming to my topic, I would like to explain what actually sustainable development is. It is basically our efforts to guarantee a future, a safe habitat for our upcoming generations. I disagree that universities are playing a satisfactory role in maintaining and sustaining our future development. Our teachers stick to the slides. They are only concerned about the assignments. They are concerned about the presents, and they are only limited to theoretical bound knowledge, which is not going to help us anyway. Coming towards the second point, the second part of my speech, which is peace. Me, you, and everyone over here would love to be in a place that is peaceful. How do you think peace is going to prevail in such a place where the rights of the students are neglected, where their words have no importance, where the protests are violent, where the teachers are disrespected? How peace is going to prevail in such a place where there's no abbreviation about how we need to be affectionate towards each other and how we need to care for each other? Coming towards the last part of my speech, which is counter-violence extremism. Counter-violence extremism is basically the realm of policy that is there to provide people, to stop people from indulging into violence. These things would really help in decreasing the violence, but our universities, they are fueling the students towards being short-tempered. And when I ask people, how will you justify it? Mr. President, how are you going to justify it? Why are these cases of violence rising in every university? These cases are rising because thousands of different people coming from different cultures, different religions are staying at the same place. They are going to come into conflicts, and to solve these conflicts, we need to share awareness. But our universities are only focused on gathering money from the students. They have no focus on the mental and physical and emotional health of students. A student who enters a university is like a raw stone. He is sculpted into a statue in these 4 years. And if he isn't, I don't think so there's any use of these universities. The facts that I am stating today might be hard to swallow and impossible to digest, but indeed, willingly or unwillingly, we need to accept that this is reality. Thank you.
Okay, ji, the next one is Mr. Kamal Khan, Department of Allied Health Sciences, City University of Science and Information Technology, Peshawar.
I am a subject of what you, and you have made me. I am a product to be sold out in these grocery stores as a commodity to which you people call the world. I am what you made me to be sold on your demanded rates. Where I have been and what I have been through. Yes, Mr. President, yes, I am a product of the environment. My concerns, my ideologies, my thoughts, my theories, my hypotheses, my observations, and my mental development is based and supposed to be based in accordance with the environment in which many mental nourishment was under construction. And that is the university. Freedom of expression is said to be my first ever right. But are we really free to express our thoughts, ideas, and other intellectual courses? No, Mr. President, no. We are not free. You can believe that university is a place for all these concerns. But my witness, doings, and observation have shouted me when I try to believe. Here people are trying to suffocate me when I hide my sight because they believe their doings and practices are all good. They are claiming to be poised by framing false accusation on other person without any reason. Let me give you an example. Mr. President, let me give you an example. The violent extremism beyond university campus in Pakistan involving university graduates include the example of Saad Aziz, a graduate of an elite university institution of business administration in Karachi, who was running an Al-Qaeda sleeper cell in the city along with some other and had been found targeting killing of a number of religious minorities and low-rank officials. My dear fellows, westernization has been extremely instilled in such minds that our universities as institution have failed to promote love for others. Sorry, Mr. President, we have failed to promote love for others. Mr. President, what I believe is that peacemaking is just a myth. It's an unachievable until and unless there are proper learning patterns to promote it. A university has to be such a place for the promotion of peace and counter violence extremism. Thank you so much.
I'm Ms. Kanis Fatma from Department of Art and Design Department, Sarhad University, Peshawar. Now I would like to call Mr. Nauman from Kabir Medical College, Gandhara University, Peshawar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Name: Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Date of birth: 14 August 1947. Location: Southeast of Asia. Age: 75 years. Population: 22 crore. Area: 8 lakh square kilometers. Sacrifices made for achieving this piece of land, uncountable bloodshed for bringing color to the present day, unimaginable lives laid down, innumerable homes destroyed, millions of tears shed, enough to turn the great Sahara Desert into Pacific Ocean, losses bore by individuals mounting to the sky, and the dark days of suffering never ending. Yes, Mr. President, sir. Yes, this was a brief history of the land of fate and destiny. This is what clearly claims that how this land, this country, this Pakistan was made. I stand here before you with the topic, the role of universities in sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism. Will you imagine of which country you are the residents of? We are the residents of the poorest corrupt country. In the deepening to an eye of the 21st century, the darkness everywhere, the darkness of poverty, the darkness of social and political injustices, the darkness of corruption, the darkness of the use of the public office for the use of one's own deep pocket. They say the role of universities is important. They say violent extremism is a curse. But allow me to ask you a few questions. Will you imagine how much power a CSP officer is governing in his office? He's having a pay of 72,393 rupees, whereas he's earning millions of rupees a month. Will you imagine how much power a police officer is governing in his office? He's having a pay of 62,100 rupees, whereas he behaves as he is the don of the province. Will you imagine how much power a PN is governing in the HOD's office of a medical school? He's having a pay of 18,000 rupees, yet he behaves as he is the Vice Chancellor of HERA Medical University. The creation of Pakistan in 1947 was a momentous achievement that came out at great cost. Our forefathers and ancestors fought tirelessly for the rights and aspirations of the Muslim community in the undivided India in 1942. Counter-extremism necessitates fostering a culture dialogue, understanding, and tolerance. It is achieved through open conversation between the two individuals when they are making unnecessary things. Education plays a vital role in this regard as it equips the individual with critical thinking and fostering the capabilities of an individual. Ladies and gentlemen, they say education is important. They say peace is important. But do you know what does it take to ask the individuals about certain things? It takes blood. My son, it takes blood. The life, the death, the power, the truth, all that you earn, all that one lose, all that one thinks, and all that they root. Blood, blood, blood. My son, it takes blood. Bloody we see, bloody we are, blooded this place, blooding life. A flood that darkens the dark, the heretics, the politicians, the family, the nation, the religion, the world, all of them, all equally need your blood. Blood, my son, it takes blood. If you see the lives of all those great personalities, like the educationist, the behaviorist, the psychologists, the engineers, the doctors, the cognitivists, the planners, the pharmacists, the pilots, the poets, the philosophers, the physicians, the intellectuals, the thinkers just like Iqbal, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and in all the fields of life, if we open the book of their life, if we open the first page of their life, we'll just notice one thing, and that is peace in universities with the main point. I thank you all.
Now our next contestant is Ms. Sumbal Hakim from Kabir Medical College, Kandahar University, Peshawar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guests, all the teachers and my beloved friends, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has been showering his blessings and mercies upon us so that we can attend this gathering with good health. On this auspicious occasion, I am here to talk about the role of universities in sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism. Esteemed President, as a member of the same world, It is only fair if all the institutions work hard together to bring peace, growth, and counter violent extremist ideas of the entire human race, and universities are one of those. So, what could be the role of universities in attaining sustainable development goals? Honorable President, Sustainable Development Goal ensures social cohesion, economic prosperity, and protection of the environment. Education, research, and innovation play a very important role in achieving sustainable development goals, making university a key contributors to achieve these goals. Sustainable development is only possible if we radically change the way we produce and consume the utilities. Universities work with other companies, with other education providers, and the local stakeholders in this regard, often supporting business startups. This makes higher education a key contributors to achieve this role. Universities can also get involved in political processes that can initiate and facilitate dialogues across multiple actors, including government, private, and academic communities. Dialogue can help ensure commitment and strengthen the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, as well as promote the political accountability needed to attain them. Esteemed President, as far as peace and counter-violent extremism is concerned, Pakistan is facing great challenges like intolerance, the political upsurge, deprivation of the basic human rights, and so on. But the counter-violent extremism is one of the most important social issues, consequently leading to great socio-cultural, socio-economic, and psychological conditions such as revenge, frustration, social discrimination, social taboos, gallantry, gangster behavior, and chauvinism, etc. The role of universities in countering violent extremism, education is a role through which a community can achieve its goal. It should provide a free space where students can discuss the social and political issues, including terrorism and extremism. Building their resilience will put them in a position where they can reject the extremist views. Esteemed President, current and future generation greatly depend on us to solve this global challenge. Universities across the world can play a very significant role in leading to the right direction for a change. It would give a great strength if all the institutions join hands in our shared mission to transform lives, to ensure communities, and to solve the global challenges. Together we are strong. It's time for us for transformational change. Time to stand together, time to be bold enough to create a more inclusive, sustainable, and better future for all. That's all. Thank you so much for your attention.
I will call the next contestant, Nadir Wali, Department of English, ICRA, University Peshawar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, Assalamu alaikum. I'm opening my speech with a powerful quote by Nelson Mandela that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. These words resonate profoundly as we explore the role of universities in sustainable development, peace, and countering violent extremism. Mr. President, extremism, a global threat to peace that involves the forceful imposition of laws, rules, or ideologies, while violating the freedom and free will of any particular individual or group. Extremism kills the peace of any region, while peace illustrates the absence of violence, the absence of tension, the absence of war. However, peace always brings happiness. Peace serves as a vital prerequisite for sustainable development. To truly extract the real meaning of the peace and the impacts of the power of To truly extract the real meaning of the power of impacts and the impacts of extremism, I would like to share some examples from real life experience. Mr. President, one tragic example that shocked the world occurred in 2017 when Mashal Khan, a student at Abdullah Khan University, fell victim to extremist ideologies. He was brutally attacked by a mob and lost his life, leaving a deep impact on the collective conscience of the nation. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need to address the roots of extremism and promote peace in our societies. Mr. President, in contrast to the darkness of extremism, let me share an example of countering violent extremism and promoting peace. The Strong Cities Network, a global network of cities working together to build social cohesion and prevent violent extremism, has been making a significant strides in countering the spread of extremist ideologies by fostering collaboration between local authorities, civil society organizations, and academic institutions. The Strong Cities Network has been able to create innovative solutions to address the drivers of violent extremism and promote peace at the community level. To conclude my speech, I would like to say that universities must embrace a progressive approach, steering societies which are affected by extremism in the past that will lead toward a glorious future. To achieve this, I would like to say that universities must have the subject and the curriculum to educate students and new generation about the importance of peaceful coexistence, conflict resolutions, and sustainable development. Furthermore, universities have the opportunity to shape minds, foster understanding, and promote values that lead to peaceful coexistence. By embracing this responsibility, we can create a world where peace prevails over violence and sustainable development thrives for betterment of all humanity. Mother Teresa says, "Peace begins with a smile. Smiling is the beginning of love, and love is the bridge to peace." Thank you, everyone.
The next one is Nawal Sohail from Department of Allied Health Sciences, Iqra National University, Peshawar.
Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every country. Respected President and dear audience, today, in these uncertain times, it's crucial for us to come here and discuss the role that universities plays in the promotion and the pursuit of sustainable development, peace, and counter violent extremism. And our gathering is even more relevant when we consider the sayings of Kofi Annan, the former General Secretary of the United Nations. He says, "Education is a human right with immense power to transform. On its foundation rests the cornerstones of freedom, democracy, and sustainable human development." And it is within these hallowed halls that the pillars which uplift the society are nurtured here. Mr. President, universities have always been the centers of knowledge and nurturing grounds for young minds to develop and grow. As our world is grappling with complex changes like the climate change, like the injustice, the poverty, and many more others, so then it becomes imperative for the educational institute to take some action. To take some action against fostering positive changes in the society. Dear audience, we know that institutions around the world and the universities worldwide have contributed a lot to sustainable development, and they have taken a lot of measures. But here, delving to our own nation, the first examples that comes to my mind is the National University of Science and Technology, Islamabad. They have taken great strides towards the environmental sustainability by implementing various projects based on energy efficiency, time management, and some other things. The institution has set shining examples by implementing eco-friendly environment that benefits not only their own students but also the whole environment. Talking about the Islamic University of Islamabad, so they also institute some courses on Islam and peace to promote a comprehensive understanding of religious teachings, basically focused on coexistence and tolerance. By doing so, the universities are becoming a breeding ground for the advocates of future. Now, let us also consider the efforts made by the National Defense University Islamabad, which is actively engaged in curbing the violent extremism. How? They have introduced some peace and conflict departments in their universities, and they are continuously fostering research on conflict resolution and also facilitating dialogue between different groups that not only have advantage for them but also create a more inclusive and harmonious example. Dear audience and Mr. President, as we gather here today, so let us not forget the words of Mahatma Gandhi that you must be the change you want to see in the world. Universities in their capacities are molding future generations to adhere to the principles of sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism. They have actively engaged in aspiring to create a world where the poverty is eradicated, the justice is prevailed, and everyone got justice, and same is for our planet, for the protection of our planet. In closing, allow me to leave with one last fitting quote by the Chinese philosopher Confucius. He says, "Education breeds confidence, confidence breeds hope, and hope breeds peace." Let us be inspired by these words as we work together to ensure that universities worldwide dedicate themselves to sustainable development, peace, and counter-violent extremism for the betterment of humanity. Thanks.
The next one is Mr. Waleed Gul, Department of English from Northern University, Nowshera.
Honorable President, Chief Guest, respectable teachers, and dear colleagues. Today, I want to express my views on the topic, the role of universities in promoting peace, sustainable development, and counter-violent extremism in Pakistan. Sustainable development is not only crucial to future of Pakistan, but entire planet. The framework of sustainable development is to ensure social cohesion, economic prosperity, and the protection of the environment. It involves many things: more appropriate technologies, supportive policies, different ethics, and change in individual behaviors are among the most obvious factors. Promoting peace and sustainable development reduces poverty and prevents conflict. As we know that peace is the key component of sustainable development, without peace we cannot move ahead. So a positive peace in a society prevails. All sectors help bring about a positive economic and socio-political factors that lead to sustainable development. But Mr. President, the question here arises that why Pakistan is facing the problem of unsustainability, illiteracy, and poverty. Either it's because of lack of economic policies, political instability, or lack of rule of law. What? In my opinion, the major root cause of our problem lies in education system and policies. Other developing countries, they are focusing only on their education system. Bangladesh, they spend 10.22% of their GDP on education. While Indonesia, they spend 19.37% of their GDP on education, and Malaysia, they spend 15.5% of their GDP on education system. But here in Pakistan, the government spent only 2.38% of their GDP last year, which is almost very low. This is very ugly face of democracy that ministers knows nothing about their ministries but only vote bank. But Mr. President, that's why we are facing unsustainable development problem regarding peace and violent extremism. These problems are spreading its tentacles not only in common societies, but in higher education system also. In recent past examples that not just point out the violence tendencies against violent extremism in higher education, but in education institution beyond the education system also. Among the prominent figure of a student, Mashal Khan, who was a student of Abdul Wali Khan University in Charsada in 2017, where an angry mob consists of university graduates who suspected Mashal Khan for posting blasphemous content on Facebook. The violent extremism beyond the university campus, including the example of Saad Aziz, who was the student of an elite university of business administration in Karachi, who was running an Al-Qaeda sleeper cell along with others in the city. These episodes shows that the people who are sitting in high ups are less interested to cope up this problem with an iron hand. And these are the arguments suggested that push factors for violent extremism, including lack of access to education opportunity, economic policies, and political instability, which might create a sense of relative deprivation among youth against the privileged group of the society. So, Mr. President, the question is there whether our universities are meeting the needs of peace in society when violent extremism and criminal attitude has been observed in graduate youth as well. As a famous scholar, Chris Hedges says that violence is a disease which affects those who use it with regard to cause. So, Mr. President, at the end, innovative strategies are required for further strengthening the vision of peace and counter violent extremism in universities' youth for their active participation in the society. So, Mr. President, let us rather treat our youth with regard and understand and help to develop in them those qualities which make good citizen and a pride man, for the child of today is the father of tomorrow. Thank you so much.
The next one is Miss Ummehani, Department of English, Northern University, Nowshera.
Assalamu alaikum. A man walking out of a mosque, lifeless yet alive, splashes of blood all over his body, losing his arm, asking for help. A child running out of smoke, scarred for life, crying for his mother. A woman holding her newborn babies, begging on traffic signals. A policeman crushed by a politician. People unwillingly beating each other just to get a sack of flour because they cannot afford it due to the artificial shortage. Supreme Court accepted the bail appeal of 2 innocent brothers and set them free after they were executed. Respected audience, welcome to my beloved country, Pakistan. My name is Ummehani and I'm the student of Northern University, Nowshera. I'd like to thank the respected organizers for giving us this opportunity to present our thoughts and opinions. Thank you. Mr. President, Pakistan is one of the most unstable countries regarding peace and countering violent extremism. Our schools are burning, our universities are crashing, the mandirs, masjid, churches are being bombed. We are the first generation to feel the impact of the lack of sustainable development, and the last generation that can do something about it. Quoting a saying, violent extremism is an ideology that hatches the eggs of poverty, ignorance, and intolerance. Let me ask a question. What are the key components of a prosperous society? The strongest key components of a prosperous and peaceful society are quality education, good legislature, free judiciary, and strong administration. Now, let me add one more factor to this, and that is media. Media should be net neutral and impartial, because media is able to show the right, the true, and the accurate picture of the society. But unfortunately, Pakistan's media continues to be a fertile ground for those seeking to promote violent extremism. Mr. President, we know that sustainable development involves many factors, but the one factor that deserves most attention is the element of institution. Universities are known as the mothers of knowledge. If the mother will be incapable, how will the child grow up into a well-appropriate manner to cope up with the threshold of downfall? We often find ourselves wondering, what is it that seduces young minds into terrorism? It simplifies things. The fanatic has no questions, only answers. Education is the way to kill terrorism. Universities should be able to provide education on sustainable development and countering violent extremism. They should equip students with the skills and knowledge to be able to promote peace in their society. The universities can do this by conducting researches, seminars and conferences and interactive sessions, by getting postgraduate, undergraduate colleges and schools into loop on these issues to identify the root causes of conflict and extremism in Pakistan, and through these researches they can provide evidence-based solutions to address these challenges. As compared to other countries like Malaysia, Indonesia and Bangladesh, Pakistan spends a meager amount of GDP on education, which is why we are behind most of the countries of the world on all developmental indexes. Mr. President, violent extremism should be a priority. Governmental and non-governmental agencies should step forward and work together with educational institutions to curb this calamity. Mr. President, let us envision a future where these hollowed halls resound with the echoes of dialogue, understanding, and respect, where students armed with not weapons but with ideas challenge the very foundations of intolerance, where research becomes the sword wielded against ignorance, dismantling the pillars of extremism brick by brick. Let our universities be the melting points of diverse perspectives, fostering unity in the face of division. Long live the nation, long live Pakistan. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our today chief guest, Mr. Fazle Kadir, Chairman HERA, our today chief guest. Welcome, sir, to our university. Now, I would like to call Ms. Bibi Nargis, Department of Management Sciences, Preston University.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Bibi Nargis and I am Preston University. As Muhammad Ali Jinnah said, and I quote, "If we want the state of Pakistan to be happy and prosperous, we must concentrate on the well-being of our people, especially of the masses and the poor." Since independence, Pakistan as a multi-ethnic, multilingual, and multi-religious society has faced countless clashes, and all these clashes has led to unpredictable violence and circumstances. But how can we stop these clashes? Universities play a crucial role to achieve this goal, because universities must remember that they are uniquely positioned to promote sustainable development, peace, and counter violent extremism. By fostering innovation, research, and collaboration, universities can address some of the world's most complex challenges, such as climate change, poverty, and conflict. Universities must focus in these three essential elements. What are they? By providing and by focusing on the economic development of our nation, by the community engagement of our students, and by providing a quality education. Let's talk about Pakistan, our own country. Well, we all know that there are many factors that contribute to extremism in Pakistan. We all know it's poverty, inequality, political instability, and weak governance, and so on. But what can we do to solve these issues? Universities can take actions such as providing funding and resources for innovation and research in these areas. The area of the peace, sustainable development, and counter violent extremism. They can develop interdisciplinary and initiative programs to bring experts from different fields to address some of the global complex challenges. Universities must encourage diversity in all aspects of university life, and they must provide training for all the staff, students, and faculty members. Universities must not ignore the struggle of a student, and they must provide support for a student-led initiative and programs who aim to support and to promote sustainable development, peace, and counter violent extremism. Last but not the least, the use of technology can help us to reach a wider audience and to engage them with our matters of this country. Well, I'm going to wrap up my speech with this beautiful quote of Benjamin Franklin, who said, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. Giving a speech, yelling, giving advice will not solve our matter. We, as the youth of this country, must be included in all the practical activities of sustainable development, peace, and counter violent extremism. That is that we can proudly say that we have one nation, one united nation, and that nation is Pakistan. And we can proudly say this beautiful and the most powerful statement of Qaeda-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who said that there's no power on earth that can undo Pakistan. Thank you.